everyone, Linda Reed-Enever, and welcome back to another Tips Tuesday session. I'm looking forward to delving in with you today on the world of overnight successes. And I'm just going to do a quick sound check because we know with tech, not everything works the way we want it to all of the time. So I just want to make sure that we are going live and we are sounding out there. And if you're here with me today, please say hello. Let me know how your Tuesday is going. If you're like me and your children went back to school today after lots of remote learning, please let me know how that's going for you as well. It's a little bit weird and a little bit interesting to go out to the car and do school drop-off this morning here for me in particular. So I'm just going to do a quick sound check, make sure we're ready to go. And it sounds like everything is going well. And I'm just going to quickly share into the BBB group and then we'll get started on what is an overnight success and is it such a thing? Because in lots of ways, I think it's not. But I'll delve with you the secrets of maybe what makes you look like an overnight success rather than being an overnight success. And we'll delve into that one too. Okay, let's get started. It's Tips Tuesday time. Okie dokie. So the reason this topic came about was because a friend of mine was joking on a post that I put up in relation to the Book of PR Tips launch when I'd mentioned that I'd gone international. I'd had a sale in the UK as well as a sale in the States and New Zealand and all of those sorts of things. And her response was, "I love your overnight success." Now, from anyone else, it might seem a little bit skewy or a little bit out of place for someone to say, "I love your overnight success." But the reason that this particular is because she understands the work that has gone behind building my profile, the work that has gone behind becoming an overnight success as it might be perceived. So I thought today's Tips Tuesdays, what I'm going to do is share with you about what it takes to build a profile that might have you seen looked as an overnight success. But the one thing I wanted to start with everyone and guarantee is rarely is an overnight success actually an overnight success. Rarely do they wake up one day with an idea and the next day they're, woohoo, I'm out there with the idea. Rarely does it happen that fast. And I think because we see it and we perceive it as overnight successes, when we're going through our own journey of marketing our business and we're building our profiles and our expertise and we're putting in the hard work, which is what leads to an overnight success, by the way, we forget that of all the overnight successes, of all the people who've popped up on the scene now, whether it's a musician, whether it's a business owner, whether it's an expert, whether it's a thought leader, whoever it is has put a reasonable amount of work to get there in the first place. So I'm going to ask you all now in the comments, type of overnight success, someone who you think might be an overnight success in the comments, and pop it in there. And let's just have a bit of a chat about who do we think is an overnight success, or who do we think was an overnight success, but we've understood a little bit since that they've maybe done a little bit of work throughout those areas and building their profile and building their research and building their expertise. So while you're commenting and letting me know in the comments what you think about who's maybe been an overnight success or maybe looks like they're an overnight success, and just let's delve into that a little bit. If you've got it and you're here live with me, and put it in the comments and we'll have a bit of a chat. Okay, so one of the things that quite happens is what we don't see in an overnight success, or we maybe forget when it's our own journey, is someone who's become an overnight success in inverted commas has actually spent a bit of time building their profile. So they've spent that time with networking, or whether it's on social media, whether it's creating videos, whether it's educating their market, whether it's answering questions, or whether it's going to face-to-face networking. Those overnight successes that we see pop up have actually spent a little bit of time. They have also spent time crafting their expertise, what works, how do they want to deliver stuff, and what works for them. So they spent time working in the game that they're actually an overnight success in. Surprise, surprise. And they've normally spent quite a number of years throughout that process of working in there, working out what it is that they do, how do they make things work, what works best for this. And even in businesses, businesses that become overnight successes have normally had a couple of flops and failures behind the scenes. Lots of overnight successes that you've seen will have gone through testing. They might have had, as I said, a flop before. They might have had some wins before. They might have had some big wins, but they might have had some small wins along the way that has educated them to what is necessary to make things work the third or the fourth or the fifth time around that they take something to market. So quite often that overnight success that you've seen has actually taken a little bit of work too in coming to market, and whatever they're presenting or whatever they're doing might have actually been taken to market one or two times before and you just never saw it. So, or it wasn't the right time for you to receive the message. So as much as it might appear like it's an overnight success, what you've quite often missed is the testing and the trial and error, and how does this bit work, or how does that book work, or how does that course work, or how does something like this work? And it goes through those areas there. So quite often they've done a bit of profile building, they've done that networking, they've started to build their email list, which helps them become that success, and they've done some testing. They have had some flops. They have had some big flops and they have had some little flops, but no one in business, no one teaching what we do, no one educating our market doesn't do this without some flops. So if you're in a flop moment right now, congratulate yourself, because it means you're on your way. It means that you are working. The only flops that are bad flops are flops that we keep repeating. But if we learn something from them and we grow and we develop on that area, then we are in the right spot. So if you had a flop or you've made a mistake, pat yourself on the back, make a decision, move on, and don't stress about that flop or the error that you made throughout those areas. And they will have had small wins along the way. They will have had big wins along the way, and they will have had consistency. Okay, and this is the big thing when it comes to PR or marketing or whatever you do. It's about consistently turning up, sharing your content, sharing your expertise, so that when that media win comes in, or that podcast episode that goes viral, or the video that goes viral comes in, it's been the consistency. It's been the getting to know you stuff that you've done that starts to make you an overnight success. So in my world, overnight successes, if they are overnight successes, it's an appearance, it's an illusion. It is definitely not something that happens without work. Behind every overnight success is a lot of work. There's a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of testing. There's a lot of how-tos and doing stuff along the way that means that things work and they don't work. And if you are on your way, most probably to your success journey, maybe not an overnight success journey, but congratulate yourself for what you're doing and what you're achieving. And please don't let the overnight successes out there get to you. Celebrate your own successes, celebrate your own wins, and also celebrate those flops along the way as you learn something and you take it and you make your way through the journey that is absolutely life, PR, marketing, branding, and your journey to becoming an overnight success. I'll see you again next Tuesday. Until that time, I'm around inside the business group, inside the Course Creator Circle, and you will also find me inside the Marketing Circle, where you all get to work with me one-on-one. If you want to head there, lindareed-enever.com.au/marketing-circle. Bye.